Mostly, I think that it's just a failure of all of humanity to recognize that we need to be teaching our youth how to be able to coexist.
What's going on, America? I'm the right-winged angel, Oliver Mack, and in this video, we got to talk about this white teen who was beaten to death by a group of black teenagers in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, the reason that I wanted to cover this story is because I know that the mainstream media is going to ignore it because the race of the victim and the races of the attackers does not fit the mainstream media's narrative about white supremacy being the biggest terror threat in the United States of America. Let's check this out.
Severely beaten by more than a dozen students, has died in the hospital after several days on life support. It's a story you'll only see on 8. That child's dad breaks his silence, condemning that violence. 8 News Now education reporter Joshua Peguero has more of his message.
Brian, Jonathan Lewis was pummeled by 15 students last week, Wednesday. His dad tells me after doctors made several attempts to save his life, his son unfortunately didn't survive his injuries.
Hold on, I want to pause it right here. 15 students on one student. One student. So these kids, and I say that loosely, I know they're juveniles, but they're acting like savages. These kids meant to end the life of this boy. They wanted to. Oh my God, I just cannot believe, like, you know, back in my day, I'm 41 years old. Back in my day when I was in school, kids were getting fights. Of course, kids been fighting since the beginning of time, but you would fight to like win the fight, right? You would fight to say, look, I'm better than you at fighting. You would fight, you would win the fight. You would end the conflict, it would be over. 2 kids would walk, go home, patch up their wounds, and then probably be friends the next day. It wasn't that serious. But what you're seeing with kids today is like they're fighting to actually kill people. Like, this is so crazy. Who was raising these monsters?
All I can do is just hope that they can find forgiveness in their heart and find a way to be able to come to terms with what they've done, man. I mean, I just love my children with all my heart, and it's just unimaginable that we could ever come to this point.
Jonathan Lewis, who shares the same name as his son, says his kid kept to himself and had plans of moving to Austin, Texas with him. Instead, those dreams were shattered. Metro's homicide unit is investigating a fight that happened last week near Rancho.
You saw that. I don't even have to tell you the races of the people, but you saw the video. If you see the video, I got the full video. You go on Twitter and catch the full video. I got it posted to my Twitter account. Just search Right-Winged Angel or Oliver Mack, and you'll find it. But you could see what was going on. This one kid was being beaten to death by all these kids. They were stomping on him, kicking his, like, it was just disgusting. It was a disgusting display of animal-like behavior.
High school. So far, no arrests have been made.
Violence just begets more violence, and these children just don't really even know what they're doing half the time.
Oh, they know.
Lewis
They know what they're doing.
Disgust and disappointment at the brawl that killed his 17-year-old child. But he says he hopes to use this to start a dialogue on youth violence in the Las Vegas Valley, and that includes teaching kids interpersonal and conflict resolution skills.
Mostly, I think that it's just a failure of all of humanity to recognize that we need to be teaching our youth how to be able to coexist.
Lewis.
It's a failure of all the parents that were involved in this situation. Not him, because he was the victim's parent, but it was a failure of all the parents that were involved, or all the parents of the children that were involved in this brawl, because those parents probably did not teach their children how to resolve conflicts or how to actually control your emotions. I believe that the majority of these children, and I don't think I would be incorrect by saying that, the majority of these children who are hopefully going to be charged with murder, the majority of them are raised by single mother without a father. There's no father in that home. I guarantee you there's no father in the majority of the homes of those children who are going to be charged with murder.
Tells me Metro detective told him they plan to charge several students involved in that fight with murder. Some of the perpetrators
Charge them all.
aren't even 17, Brian.
Thank you very much for that.
Charge them all with murder. I don't care how old they are. If they got kids in there that was 13 years old and they were stomping on his head, charge the 13-year-olds with murder and lock up the parents too. I don't give a crap, because I'm tired of seeing stuff like this. I'm tired of seeing this animal-like behavior from children that don't even know how to control their emotions. Raised without a father, raised without stability in the home. So they're going crazy. They're taking their emotions out on that boy. That's what they did. They're probably mad about their home situation. Mother not taking care of them. She'd rather go to the club than be a mother. They're taking all that frustration, that anger and frustration out on that boy that lost his life. And it's so sad to see it. I'm just tired of seeing the chaos and the anarchy that's going on with our kids today, because these kids have no guidance. These kids are just lock them all up. All right, lock the kids up, throw away the key. They don't deserve to be out on the street. I don't care how old they are. We saw a story last week or the week before where 13-year-old out there carjacking, 12-year-old out there carjacking people with guns. Lock them up, throw away the key. They don't need to be out on the street. Society will be better off, because a lot of these kids, they're just going to grow up and turn into drug dealers, murderers. That's just what happens, because the parents are not doing what they need to do to turn these kids around. And we don't even have shows like, y'all remember when we used to have Scared Straight? Y'all remember that? They take all these kids and then put them in prison and then scare them to do better, because now you see what's going to happen to you, what kind of life you're going to live doing the things that you're doing now. And a lot of the kids will improve. Some of them will improve. I don't know if all of them, but we need stuff like that today. But society is so sensitive, so soft, that if you had a show like Scared Straight, it would probably be taken off the air, be canceled, because you'd have all these soft marshmallow parents that would be saying, oh, no, you're too hard on the children. You're too hard on the children. You shouldn't talk to them like that. Meanwhile, the kids are listening to the most vulgar music imaginable. The kids are listening to Sexy Red, and the kids are listening to trap music. But you're telling people who are trying to actually change these kids' life, you can't talk to them like that. Don't be so mean. How dare you? The teachers need to talk to the kids, cuss the kids out, whatever you need to do to get these kids back in line, because our society is crumbling, is falling apart, because parents don't know how to parent. They rather be their child's friend than an actual parent. We got children, LGBTQ children, trans children, telling the parents at 8 years old, well, I know I was born a boy, but I'm a girl and I want to transition. And the parents are like, okay, we'll let our 8-year-old make a decision that will change the rest of their life, and it's an irreversible decision. But they can do what they want because they know what they want. Yeah, okay. That's the kind of parents that we have running the world today, that are raising children and destroying our society. We need parenting classes. I wish somebody would come up. Maybe I got to do it one day. Come up with parenting classes, parenting seminars that teach adults how to be parents. Or maybe we could start them at high school age to teach them how to be parents, because parents today don't know what the hell they are doing. I'm so serious. Parents today don't know what they're doing. They're learning from their parents that didn't teach them anything, and now they're trying to parent children. They don't know what they're doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. The kids are parenting the parents these days. It's so crazy. But anyway, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.